Hi, I'm Mark, backyard survivalist. I wanted to talk today about a couple of coffee kits that I have for the trail or on the road. I do a lot of motorcycle camping and a lot of hiking, so I like things that survive in a pack and in saddlebags on my motorcycle. Being a former Marine, I love my coffee. Here's something really nice. I found this MSR aluminum fuel bottle on on eBay with the Marine Corps Eagle Globe and Anchor on it. Had to have it, so I do things like that sometimes. Well, coffee. Well, you've seen me talk about my GSI Minimalist, and you've seen me talk about my alcohol stove cook set that I made, which is pretty cool. If you haven't looked at that video, you should. The GSI works really well because it has the koozie, and I like to brew coffee, but if you wanted to just take some instant, then either one of these sets with the stove or this set with the alcohol stove, you could just take some instant coffee. If you were going to be an extended stay, you could put some instant coffee in a Ziploc. If you like sugar in your coffee, you could kind of estimate how much coffee you have, and you figured this is like 2 cups of coffee. That's a huge cup of coffee, but that's how much I drink at one time. So I calculate how much coffee I have if I'm doing instant, and I add sugar and like Coffee Mate or whatever right to the same Ziploc. So all I got to do is boil my water and then mix up my Ziploc with coffee, cream, and sugar, and put a few spoons in there. Get that going real good. Get it in my koozie. Put the lid on, and I'm good. Instant coffee works really well. Personally, I don't like instant coffee. I like drip coffee. So I end up taking both of these sets with me most of the time. The kind of camping I do, weight isn't a real problem, it's bulk. And this is about the best I have figured out of how I can have fresh brewed coffee on the trail or in camp when I go out on my bike. And I've got a couple of different ways to do this. I would set up my stove and boil 2 cups of water in this. I would have this on the side. This is a GSI coffee brew silicone cone for a coffee filter. Put a filter in there, put your coffee in there, you boil your water, pour that in. Make sure you don't overfill it. And it takes a couple minutes, but from start to finish, in about 10 minutes, you've got this full of fresh brewed coffee. That's probably my favorite way to make the coffee in camp, on the trail, on the road. I've sat in rest areas at a picnic table and made coffee. I have this water bottle too. Of course, it says Marine Corps. That's my favorite. My other coffee set, again, you would need to boil 2 cups of water. This is a Nalgene water bottle and a GSI cup. Pull it all apart here. There's your cup. Let me get this off. This is a neoprene sleeve on the water bottle. This is actually just a regular, everyday Nalgene bottle. But what you got to make sure is to get the wide mouth top. Here's what you get to go with it. Is this. This is also a GSI product. Somebody at GSI loves coffee as much as I do because they've got a bunch of different ways to make coffee. They've got a little espresso maker that I'm not really interested in because of the bulk that it adds. I got enough carrying Nalgene bottles and stoves and the Minimalist. This screws right into the top of the Nalgene bottle that I already have, so I could fill this with water, and this will be my coffee water when I get to wherever it is I'm going. Now, there's a couple of different ways to make coffee with this. You can boil your water either in the GSI or in this stove, and put the water in the Nalgene bottle. Put your grounds right into the bottle with the coffee, with the water. That's cowboy coffee. You put the strainer right on there. Put the lids on, and I found out you really got to crank those lids on good when you do this, and then kind of lay it on its side and let it steep for about 5 minutes. Give it a turn every now and then. Then you'll be able to open just the top lid, leave the strainer in place, and you can pour yourself a cup of hot coffee. That's probably the easiest. It's a little bit messy on cleanup because you have grounds left on the inside of this and grounds inside your Nalgene water bottle. The other way you can make it is to boil your water. Pour that boiling water through the lid. Put your coffee grounds into the strainer on this side, and then pour your water through the top. You have to go a little slow. This stainless steel screen on there is, it's pretty fine, and it's a little bit slow when you get coffee in there to try and drain through it. So it takes a couple minutes to get it all back in there. But once you've got your coffee strained back through this, you can take this lid off, put the regular lid back on there, put your neoprene sleeve on it, then you take this full of spent coffee grounds and go clean it out and stow it away, and you've got your Nalgene bottle is now full of coffee for you to drink at your leisure. You got your GSI cup coffee. So there you go. That's my couple of ways to make coffee. I'm sure there's 100 other ways. It's just how I do it. Like I said, the GSI, my pot, and the silicone coffee maker. That's my favorite. Right there. That guy right there is my favorite. I'm Mark. Backyard Survival. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.